Okay, so I can see some students, so we will start with the class. So first, the first unit is over for you guys, okay, about health and disease, the concepts, different concepts, natural history of disease and epidemiology. So all these were included within your first unit. So today we'll be moving to your second unit, where we will discuss about the communicable diseases. So have you okay, see, there has been a strict rule that you all guys have to keep your videos on. Okay, so kindly switch on your videos. So I hope everyone switches their video on. So we will start with communicable diseases today, okay? So if I say diseases, so diseases are usually the broad classification for disease. There are two classification. One is your non-communicable disease and another one is your communicable disease, okay? So in your syllabus you have to study about the communicable diseases. Have you all heard of the word communicable disease before, or like communicable? Do you know the difference between communicable and non-communicable? Have you heard of it, communicable?
Disease that spread from one person to another person.
Yes, so that is communicable disease. And the diseases which cannot spread from one person to the other, that is your non-communicable disease. And not only person, okay? So if I say communicable, that can even come from animal as well, okay? Person as well as animal. So the diseases that pass from one person to the other, or from animal to animal, or from animal to person, so these are known as your communicable diseases. These are also known as your transmissible diseases or infectious diseases. Now, the reason may be the pathogens are involved here. Pathogens in the sense bacteria, virus, fungi, all these pathogens or microbes, they might be involved in the disease process, and these diseases are transmitted from one person to the other. So when these pathogens, I mean the bacteria or the virus, they enter your body, after entering your body they start replicating, means they start reproduction. So for them reproduction is replication. So they suppose one virus enters your body, then it multiplies. So there are numerous or tremendous amount of bacteria or virus in your body, and after that you start getting the symptoms. Okay, so this is what falls under your communicable disease. So how can these communicable diseases, how can you be affected by this? Okay, there are various means, there are various transmission modes as well. So one is, if you come in direct contact with the infectious person, direct contact with the infectious person can lead to a disease. Second is, if you come in contact with the contaminated fluids such as blood from the infected person, mucus of the infected person, or saliva of the infected person, if you come in contact with these fluids of the person, these fluids are also contaminated or these are also infectious. So that can also lead to the disease. Next is when you inhale contaminated droplets from the person. For example, when the person coughs, and when the person coughs and you inhale those droplets, even then you can get the disease. Or sometimes when you get a bite from the person or the animal or even the insect. For example, malaria, when you get a mosquito bite, even then you get a disease. So malaria is also a infectious disease, transmissible or communicable disease. So if you receive a bite from an animal or insect, that can also be another cause. Okay, next is if you consume like contaminated water or fluid, water, fluid or any contaminated food, means infectious food or water. in those cases also you will have this communicable disease. For example, your typhoid, cholera, okay, these you get by ingestion of contaminated or infectious fluid. So these are some causes that might lead to infectious disease, and in fact this was the definition of your communicable disease. Now if I say non-communicable disease, so non-communicable disease are the ones that cannot pass from one person to the another, and they last for usually a long duration of time. For example, heart attack, stroke, anemia, okay, rheumatic heart disease, diabetes. So all these diseases, they cannot pass from one person to the another, including cancer. People fear cancer a lot, and they think that if they come in contact with a person who has got cancer, they will also get the disease. But it is not the fact. Cancer is a non-communicable disease. You cannot get the disease from another person, okay? You will get the disease because of some internal reasons, but not from one person to the other. So these are some example of your non-communicable disease. Clear? Communicable and non-communicable disease. Is it clear? Okay. Everyone please switch on your videos, okay? I can see only 2 or 3 people switching their videos on, because this will create problem in your attendance. How will we know if you are there or not? So because of that they have asked to switch your videos on. So please do that, okay? So we will study about some of the communicable diseases one by one. Okay, that is in your syllabus. So first we will go with smallpox. So in the last class I told you to find some differences between smallpox and chickenpox. Did anyone did that study? It's okay, I'll tell you only, but have anyone studied what are the differences? Like 1 or 2 major differences?
Ma'am, chicken pox is less death
Yes.
and smallpox is severe comparing than chicken pox.
Okay, and any more differences?
The incubation of chicken pox is 14 to 21 days, whereas smallpox is 7 to 17 days.
Okay. Okay, so you did some study about that. Good. At least you went and you checked for what is smallpox and what is chickenpox. So, okay, at first we'll discuss about smallpox. So, smallpox, the virus that causes smallpox is your variola virus. It may be variola major or variola minor. You can note that down, the name of the virus, variola, variola major or variola minor. So these are the infectious particles, or these are the viruses that cause smallpox. Okay, and what happens in case of smallpox is suddenly you will get fever, there will be sudden onset of fever, you will get headache, you will get backache and vomiting, and sometimes convulsions. Convulsions means loss of consciousness, and usually this loss of consciousness, it occurs in case of children. So on the third day, okay, after the third day of fever, So you're getting fever. On the third day, you will get to see some rashes in your body. And then these rashes, they pass through the successive stages. Okay, these rashes, they have got certain stages. I'll come to that. But before that, you need to know about the incubation period. So what is incubation period? Incubation period is the time from when the pathogen enters your body, the virus in this case, since the time you show the symptoms. So it is considered to be 12 days in case of smallpox. Okay, 12 days, or you can say a range from 7 to 17 days. There is a range 7 to 17 days, and usually on an average you can say it as 12 days. Okay, that is the incubation period for smallpox. Now if I say about the various stages, the stages are macule, papule, vesicle, pustule and scab. Okay, I'll show that to you. Wait, can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, see, at first there is this macule, where you can see the epidermis layer of the skin and the dermis layer of the skin. These two are affected. That is the macule. And in macule, it is a flat lesion only. And there only what you can see is the some color changes. There is some redness over your skin, but it is not elevated. Okay, it has not risen up from your skin. It will be flat and it will be reddish in color. That is your macule. Next is your papule. So in papule, what you are seeing is it is a bit elevated lesion. Okay, it's up to 1 centimeter. Okay, not more than that. It can be less or it can be up to like 1 centimeter in height. The elevated portion, that is in the second diagram that you can see below the macule. Third is your vesicle. So vesicle is, it is also about like 1 centimeter in diameter. Okay, 1 centimeter in diameter. The height is a bit more, it is more than 1 centimeter, and then it is filled with fluid. Okay, that elevated region, it is filled with fluid. That is your vesicle. The next stage you get to see is the pustule. So in pustule, what happens is that pus, what we call as pus, so that pus gets filled in here. That is the pustule. And then next we have your crust or scar. So together this crust and scar, you can call them as scab. Okay, crust can also be said as scab. Scab means this blackish discoloration that we have. See, after you get a wound, and after once the wound starts healing, so you get to see a black color skin over that, which is hard, and we usually try to remove that skin. Okay, can you get me what I'm saying? That blackish discoloration, no, once the wound starts healing, if you get a cut and once it starts healing, so after that you can see that black scar over it, which we try to remove, and it is a bit harder one. So that thing is the crust, or that is the scab. And last is your scar. So this scar remains there even after it gets healed. This scar, they last for a long period of time, and sometimes they last for a lifetime. So that is the scar. First is your macule, which is a reddish discoloration in the skin, and it is not elevated, it is a flat lesion. Next is your papule, which is a bit higher, it's about like 1 centimeter, not much, but about like 1 centimeter. Next is the vesicle, which is filled with your fluid. And then next is your pustule, where these whatever was fluid was there, now it is replaced by your pus. Next is your crust or the scab, which we call as the those blackish covering, no, that is the protective covering actually, and once it starts healing, that starts forming. Okay, so that is the crust or the scab. And last is the scar. So scar is, it remains. Sometimes some people consider that there are only 5 stages, means they consider till crust or scab, and scar they do not consider it as any stage, because this can last even for a lifetime. So that is your scar. Okay, clear till now the stages of smallpox? Clear? Okay. So these were the various stages. Okay. After that, I'll tell you something about the history of smallpox. Now, the smallpox, it was the greatest killer of one time. Okay. The scenario which we are in today, the COVID scenario, similarly, there was a scenario for smallpox as well. It was killing a lot of people. Okay, back then. Then in 1967, remember the year 1967, WHO, that is the World Health Organization, it took a campaign, and through that campaign it was able to eradicate smallpox. I told you nowadays we'll not find any fresh case of smallpox because smallpox has been eradicated. It is no more there. Okay. So how was it eradicated? So what they did was surveillance and containment. Surveillance means they did a detailed analysis of who are affected, and they did a proper study about how many people are affected, what group of people are affected more. So they did a proper study about smallpox and its distribution. After that, whoever were affected, they were kept in containment, means the way the people are kept now. Okay, containment means you have heard of containment zones, so similar was the case back then. So they kept people in isolated, they kept the people who were affected, they were isolated from the rest of the society. So in that way they were able to control smallpox, and then it was eradicated completely, means it was no more present, and it is no more present now. So nowadays you will not find any fresh case of smallpox. Okay. And the last known case of smallpox in India was on 24th May 1975. So that was the last case that was reported, that was in 1975. And in 5th July 1975, India was reported as smallpox free. Okay, at first the smallpox, it was eradicated from India first. After that, those international organization, they also came forth, and WHO, it declared that the whole world is free from smallpox, or smallpox has been eradicated from the entire world, and this was announced in May 1980. So the in India, India was declared smallpox free in 1975, and the whole world was declared smallpox free in 1980. Okay, but still, even now, WHO, it has some vaccination against smallpox. Okay, it has protected those vaccines. So if the case arises, if you find new cases, somehow it might occur, there might be any kind of mutant forms. So because of that, as an emergency, they have kept those vaccines, but they are no longer required because there are no more fresh cases till now. Okay, clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next we'll come to diagnosis. So when I say diagnosis, by the appearance of a person, when you could see those rashes, you will know only that that person has got smallpox. But even after that, you sometimes you need to do certain other test. So these includes your some kind of blood test or your PCR. PCR means polymerase chain reaction. So you need to do such test, and also ELISA test. ELISA. The full form is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. You can write it, you can note that down. ELISA, ELISA, in capital, okay, in block letters, ELISA. And this means enzyme linked immunosorbent, IMMUNO, immunosorbent, SORBENT, immunosorbent assay, ASSAY, assay. So that is also another test. Okay, this is done to check your immunity. Now, as I said, smallpox leads to fever, headache, backache, and vomiting, and also you can see this rashes over your whole body. But sometimes what happens is that the infection, that is the infectious particle, the virus, it reaches your bloodstream. And once it goes to your blood, sometimes what happens is that it might also affect your respiratory system. Because this blood, when it reaches your lungs, then it will also cause your respiratory problems. And also, it can affect your heart, which will lead to fluctuation of blood pressure. So it was very dangerous and it was fatal. Okay, it can lead to your respiratory problems once it gets mixes with your blood, and also it can lead to your fluctuation of blood pressure. So these are some severe clinical features of smallpox. And when it used to reach your respiratory system, some people even needed ventilation, okay, for smallpox. So it was that deadly. Okay,